All right. Hello, and thank you for joining me at the Metabolic Balance information video. I'm Carole-Anne, I'm a registered holistic nutritionist, trauma-informed, and metabolic balance coach. I have had the privilege to see what this program can do towards meeting clients' goals, and I'm hopeful I get to be a part of your transformation. In this video, we will cover what is metabolic balance and how does it work? What does the coaching process look like and what is included? And of course, the cost of the program. So first off, what is metabolic balance? Metabolic balance is an innovative all-natural nutrition program that brings balance to your hormones, optimizes your health, and leads to a new invigorating lifestyle, resulting in successful long-term weight management. Metabolic balance was developed over 25 years ago by Dr. Wolf Fun Fact in Germany. The program was originally designed to heal inflammation and help reverse metabolic syndrome in his patients, which also resulted in achieving optimal body weight. The program was designed by studying the chemistry of one's individual lab values and the chemistry of food, and then using food as a prescription. To date, the program is managed by dedicated physicians and nutritional scientists. The foundation of the program is Metabolic Balance's unique capability to develop a truly personalized nutrition plan. Based on an in-depth analysis of your unique blood values, medical history, and personal likes and dislikes. Your personalized nutrition plan acts as your roadmap. It indicates exactly which natural foods you should eat in order to orchestrate the biochemical changes needed for reaching your desirable weight and health goals. My favorite thing about the program is that metabolic balance is 100% natural. There are no prescribed injections, pills, shakes, or pre-packaged foods, nor are you required to keep points or count calories, unlike other diets. Your local grocery store and farmer's market can easily provide all the wholesome, nutrient-rich foods listed on your personalized nutrition plan. What can you expect from metabolic balance? Well, since I mentioned weight loss, you can expect some weight loss and improved energy, better sleep, improved moods, and less bowel or stomach problems. There is a potential reduction of eliminating of the need for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetic medication. You could see a hormonal balance instead of fighting against them. And you'll be able to improve your immune function. Also, there might be a reduction of your allergy and intolerance symptoms. It could be a improved joint inflammation and pain. You actually save money on your weekly grocery bills because you'll know exactly what you need to eat for your own body. You'll be able to find the sales and you won't be going out, eating out as much as you used to. Honestly, the program pays for itself in just a few months. Metabolic balance is also the highest success rate for lifelong health benefits and weight, which I will get into a little bit later. And finally, there is a potential benefit for sufferers of PCOS, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. So how does metabolic balance work? Like I said, what I do is I give you the requisition form so that you can get your blood work done. Once you get that blood work done, I then send it to the doctors in Germany. They assess and create a nutrition plan for you. Additionally, we highly recommend, that you follow these 8 daily rules. The first one is we eat exactly 3 well-balanced meals a day. There's no snacking. However, I do assure you, the plan is designed to keep you full throughout the program. So there would not be a need for snacking, and then there would be an increased need of drinking in between meals. Number 2, we ensure that there is a 5-hour break in between meals. This is so that we can give your insulin response and your digestive system a break. Number 3, we make sure the meals last no longer than 60 minutes. This is for our grazers, the ones that eat one bite here and there once in a while, or they carry their meals throughout the day. We want you to be mindful while you're eating. Number 4, we want to begin every meal with 1 or 2 bites of the protein portion. This is for the amino acids from the protein will hit your system first and then activates the hormone glucagon, which slows down the insulin response, but then also signals a leptin response to let you know when you're feeling full. Number 5, we want to be sure to have only 1 kind of protein per meal and have 3 different proteins per day. This is for the maximum absorption of amino acids that I will actually talk about a little bit better later. Number 6, we try not to eat after 9 p.m. if it's possible. If you are a shift worker, don't worry, we can accommodate to that. Number 7, you must drink the quantity of water calculated for you throughout the day. Water plays a role in numerous functions in the body, and it's your body's way to excrete. Did you know that 85% of weight loss will happen through urine? So it's very important that we're giving the body the tools that it needs so that it could function properly. And finally, number 8, it's true what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So we would want you to eat 1 apple with one of your meals, because an apple is actually a jam-packed multivitamin that lowers your uric acid and draws out the toxins from the colon for elimination. Considering this program is based on scientific evidence, here's a bit more about the science. Like I said, we tailored, one of the expectations is to have hormonal balance. The hormone that we really concentrate on is insulin, our blood sugar. We thrive on maintaining the balance of insulin levels to regulate your overall health. So let's learn a little bit more about insulin. When insulin levels goes up, so does your cholesterol, your triglycerides, which is the fat concentration in the blood, and your stress hormones, which is adrenaline and cortisol. Consequently, when your insulin levels are high, there is a decrease in your melatonin, which is your sleeping hormone. There's a decrease in the DHEA, which builds all the other hormones, including the human growth hormone. And also, if your insulin levels are too high, it actually reduces your body's capability to break down fat. That's why we want to keep insulin levels low throughout the day. For those who eat the 6 meals per day, or they're grazing throughout the day, this is what happens to the body. Every time you eat food, this will impact your insulin response in some way. Of course, your carbohydrates and sugars will spike it dramatically, whereas your protein and fats, not so much. From this chart, the purple is when your body has the ability to burn fat because your insulin levels are low. It shows an up and down pattern if you were to eat those 6 meals per day. Compared to eating 3 meals per day, you can see how there's a longer period of burning fat and more consistent. Every time you eat a metabolic balance meal, your insulin levels should go up, but then it comes back down in about a 2-hour window. So with these 3 meals, that's 6 hours of digestion, which leaves your body to burn energy for 18 hours in a 24-hour period. That's why eating 3 meals per day is very important, so that we can manage that insulin response and have your body burning energy as frequently as possible. Insulin is your glucose fuel source, and we want to tap into your fat burning fuel source, but it can only happen if your insulin levels are low. The biological value of proteins. This is why we only eat 1 protein per meal, 3 different proteins per day. There are 8 essential amino acids in the body and can only be absorbed when they are at equal levels. As the chart here, You can see the egg is at 100%, which means the body will absorb 100% of all essential amino acids. Depending on the food, the biological value will decrease. As you can see, cow's milk here is at 91, soybean 76, and white bread all the way down at 44 because the lysine amino acid is all the way, that's how much it's available. It's not necessarily that the rest is gone to waste, it's just that it doesn't get absorbed into the body as well as the rest of them. So we want you to absorb as much as possible. However, by eating multiple types of protein, it will decrease the body's ability to absorb the essential amino acids. So that's why we encourage only one protein per meal, 3 different types per day. Here is a breakdown of what everything would look like. Metabolic balance is divided into 4 phases. Phase 1 and 2 are considered the reset period. Phase 1 begins with a gentle 2-day cleanse. Please don't get too scared. It is very manageable. After the 2-day cleanse, we move right into the strict phase. The strict phase is at least 14 days. This is the foundation of your transformation. It is called a strict phase for a reason. It is when you would want to follow the plan as strictly as possible for at least 14 days. Again, I assure you, you will be comfortable. This program is tailored to your body and the foods are what your body needs. Remember, this is the reset period and the only time you would need to be a little more restrictive with your choices. When you're ready for phase 3, you'll see how much more relaxed it is. This phase is when we bring in the weekly treat meals, we get to experiment on new foods, and we add in more cooking oils and condiments to make it more realistic for your everyday life. This is where you stay long-term, usually until you have reached your desired goal that you have set for yourself at the beginning of the program. Remember, this goal does not need to be a body composition goal. It can be towards having better sleep, mental clarity, hormonal balance that affects the mood. Any goal can be met. This program isn't just about weight loss. We also evaluate the 4 pillars of health: exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management, which there is a protocol for each if you feel like you're struggling. Like I said, this is a long-term phase as it takes a while for you to get into these habits and lifestyle changes for sustainable results. And finally, the 4th phase for maintenance. Now, with this program, there will be some weekly accountability check-ins just to ensure that you are on the right track and guide you back if you feel like you're slipping. I will be giving you all the tools that you need to continue thriving throughout this new lifestyle. After you're done when you're in that 4th phase, this doesn't mean that we're no longer in contact. If you have any questions, I'm only a message away. Here is what a meal plan could look like. Everything is portioned out in grams. So yes, you would need a food scale at the beginning so that you can accurately eat the proper portions for your body. I can hear the comments already. Oh, a food scale? Yes, you may get a food scale, but think of it this way. When it comes to baking, baking is a science. So it needs precise measurements, right? Well, this program is also science-based. So we would need some precise measurements as well. Trust me. Eventually, you'll be able to tap into your leptin response to tell you that you're full, and your eyes will eventually adjust to the portion sizes. But I want you to notice the amount of food that you can eat. When you receive your plan, it is not color coordinated like it is here. Yeah, it's just to show you what is possible. With these meals here, I will be giving you instructions to how to make these meals interchangeable, just so that you can see how easy it is to accomplish eating a variety. Then you'll have a breakdown of what actual foods you're allowed to have. Again, this is not a typical, like, depending on your values, this is not like, this could change. It also tailors to your likes and dislikes. So if you don't like seafood, then you won't be seeing seafood on your plan. If you're lactose intolerant, you wouldn't be seeing the dairy portion on your plan. It is really catered to you. So you see here for the protein list, you have a wide selection of fish, seafood, meat, poultry, dairy, legumes, nuts, and seeds. And also your carbohydrates, which is your vegetables, fruit, and bread. Please note here that when it comes to the bread portion, we only use the 100% whole grain rye bread. I can let you know where to get the best or give you a recipe to try at home. Not shown here, but there's also a section for starches. You will see what starches you're able to have, as in potatoes, wild rice, oatmeal, or whichever starch you are allowed to from your plan. Here is an outline of how the nutritional consultations would look like. These meetings will be over Zoom. The first appointment, we complete your intake form, we evaluate your goals, we assess the 4 pillars of health, again, exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress management. Healthy living isn't just about nutrition. Everything contributes to your health, and we want to optimize that as much as possible for optimal results. And also, I'll be giving you a welcome guide that has the requisition form to get your blood work done. Once you get your blood work done, I will be giving I will be getting the results back from the doctors, and I will be sending you the meal plan to you before the second appointment. Before the second appointment, I want you to read the meal plan. I wanted you to read it over at least twice and draw any questions that you may have so that I can answer them in the second appointment. In the second appointment, we review your plan in great detail, making sure there's no room for confusion, and we select your start date. Really exciting. Please note that during this 16 days of the reset period, I will be in frequent communication during this phase. I want you to feel comfortable, confident, know what you're doing, and I do want to encourage you along the way. On the third appointment, we evaluate how you feel. I send you phase 3, and then we go over the process of weekly accountability check-ins. You will be given a Renfo scale to track down your progress. I'm not really interested in the overall weight, but I'm focusing more on the visceral fat, muscle mass, body fat percentages, and the hydration in the body. Sorry to say, the scale is not hiding anything. The scale links to your phone, and you just need to send me a screenshot of what the scale says. The fourth appointment is actually divided into multiple sessions, a minimum of 6 weeks, but obviously it depends on what your goals are. This appointment is for weekly check-ins, see your progress, and make adjustments as needed, to determine if you actually do need an actual appointment with me. On the 5th appointment, we meet for our 3-month mark for review. We reevaluate your pillars of health and see how far you've come. Trust me, you might even feel the results before this appointment, but we just want to reevaluate everything just to see on paper how far you actually come in the 3-month period. And finally, on the last appointment, we evaluate your goals again, like your results again, and we review phase 4. Just because it's our last appointment together, like I said, it doesn't mean that I'm sending you off into the wild. You'll always have access to me whenever you have questions about the program, and I'll be there celebrating all of your success. Speaking of success, what is Metabolic Balance's success rate? Well, first we need to classify what is a successful weight loss plan. A successful weight loss plan is when an individual reaches their goal weight and maintains it for 2 years. Metabolic Balance has a 60 to 80% success rate. It's the only program that has a higher than 50% success rate in over 35 countries. That's why the range of the success rate is that much, because it does depend on the country. But globally, it is the highest success rate. Just to put in perspective, when we have Weight Watchers, it actually has a success rate of 22%. So it just shows how valuable and impactful this program really is. So I've been talking about weight loss. Let's see what you're expected to lose. While everybody will respond differently, here is a realistic expectation of how much weight you could lose. During the first 16 days of the reset period, you could lose from 5 to 8% of your total body weight. After that, you could lose from 1 to 2% of your total body weight per week until you reach your optimal body weight. So here's an example. If you weigh 180 pounds, you could lose about 9 to 14 pounds during that 16-day reset period, and then roughly 1.5 to 3.5 pounds per week thereafter. All right, so here is what's included and the cost of the program. So first, you will get the blood work. Like I said, I will be giving you the requisition form. You will go to the lab. There will be no extra cost when you get to the lab. You just give in the form, and because it is included in the price. After that, you get a complete custom nutrition plan from the Metabolic Balance doctors in Germany. You get that Renfo scale, so the bioelectrical independence scale. There is a 6 months of personalized coaching, but also depending on the person, it could be less, it could be more, but usually it's around 6 months. You get a program that works without the yo-yo effect and the need to try something else. And there's no additional cost ever again. You will always have your plan to revert back to whenever need be. You will get this program for only $11.97 plus tax. And I do offer payment plans as well, in case this is a little too much all at once. I am beyond grateful that you were able to tune in into this video. I hope it has answered most of your questions thus far, but please don't hesitate to contact me by email, text, or Instagram. Thank you so much, and I hope we get to connect soon. Take care.